International aid is starting to arrive in Colombia to support the thousands of displaced by Monday's powerful earthquake. 265 deaths have been confirmed, but that figure will almost certainly rise with over 4,000 people still missing. The quake is the first major challenge for Colombia's new president, who was sworn in 3 days before it hit. We can now go across to Rosa Perez standing by in Pereira. Rosa, talk us through the search and recovery effort you are seeing on the ground.
Hello. As you were saying, 72 hours have already passed since the earthquake, which means that now it's extremely difficult to find survivors under the rubble. However, people here in Pereira are, let's say, moving in two different speeds. We can see behind me some neighbors who are trying to get inside their houses to recover some of their personal affairs they need right now. When we ask them if they are not afraid to go inside, you can see how are the conditions of the building by yourselves. They say they go protected by the hand of God. They also thank God for surviving this earthquake. They are waiting for the authorities to decide what to do with the building, because so far it hasn't been a priority, as I'm sure you could understand, because we've been reporting that there are much worse situations here in Pereira. Here everyone survived the earthquake, so they are just waiting for the material assessment, what to do with the building now, if they need to demolish it or they can in a way rebuild it. And in Quibdó, for instance, the task force looking for survivors has completely stopped. The authorities say that they don't have any report of people that could be still trapped under the rubble. Meanwhile, here in Pereira and in Cali, there are still firefighters, the army, police, and dozens of volunteers who are still trying to get people from under the rubble, even if there are no much hopes, as I was saying before, to find survivors at this point.
Rosa, do authorities have everything they need at this point in time? Because from what I understand, international aid has started to make its way in.
Yes, well, it's difficult to answer to this question. It's difficult to assess what is needed at which point. But here the question is how it will impact the arrival of some foreign rescue teams that the government just accepted yesterday, and just from countries that are, let's say, aligned with this new administration of Abelardo de la Espriella, such as the United States, Israel, El Salvador, or Ecuador, because it is difficult to know how can they help on the ground when these 72 hours windows will have already closed, you know. But then there are financial help that has been offered by China, Spain, the Emirates, and the president himself. He has declared the economic emergency, which allows him to move the budget without the need of the Congress approval. But here people are carrying on thanks to the help of their neighbors. Thanks to people who are cooking, who are giving food, who are giving clothes to the most affected inhabitants here in Pereira. So we will see how this aid will reach the most affected people, if it will go to rebuild the cities, or let's see what it will happen with that.
Rosa, thank you very much for the update. Rosa Perez reporting there for us from Pereira, Colombia.